Scorpio. It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2022. Welcome to the new year, baby. And if any other sign outside of Aries needs to watch their fucking mouth, it's y'all. You've got to watch your words. You are going to be extra slick-mouthed this season. I swear to fucking God, as soon as I start working, every fucking time this happens to me. Anyway, and so that could be something that's coming up, is just having to deal with disruptions, having to deal with your attitude, your perception, the way that you handle things. God, I just had something that I wanted to say also for you guys. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything. For daily content, check out my Instagram at justjeverything. Instagram, justj_everything. TikTok is at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Oh, Scorpio, I swear it's going to get better, babe. I swear it is. Things are not even going to get better. They have the opportunity to really get great. And I feel like this is extra firepower that's being given to you guys. And it's important that you let yourself hit the reset button. That's a big thing. Now, on April 1st, you got the new moon in Aries. And this is the time of the year to manifest. Like, what do you really want? What do you want the new you to look like, to be like, to feel like? What do you want this new life to look like? Who do you want to become? What really needs to end? So that what you really, really feel connected towards, or what you feel like is for you, what you feel like you deserve, can really like shine through. Your ruling planets, Pluto is still hanging. Pluto's going to be in Capricorn for another 2 years, so just get used to that. There are definitely going to be shifts going on with work and how you make money, how what's going on with your career. These ordeals are happening so that you can really like stumble into something that feels really comfortable, or stumble into the next level, the higher octave of things. For those of you who already feel like you know it, you're in your purpose, walking in your purpose. Mars is right now in the beginning of Aries season. Mars is going to be in Aquarius for a while, still hanging out with Venus. And so there is definitely this craving more from your friends, craving more union, craving more connection. Craving union and connection with definitely more like-minded people. You want that intense connection. You want that comfortability. You want it to have a strong foundation. You also need to feel the fire. Mars is really going to be swaying y'all to and fro, I feel like. And on April 14th, Mars goes into Pisces. And this is going to be shifting from increasing your knowledge and your mind power in Aquarius to increasing your spirit and your belief system and your mental health practices and how you cope, how you really take care of yourself. But also especially increasing your belief in your knowledge of yourself. Aries is the season of I am. And so I definitely feel like there is this motivation towards like spiritual goals and acquiring spiritual knowledge and letting yourself receive the awakenings that come with these ordeals, these transformations, and with these goals that I feel like are coming up in you. I just feel like there's suddenly you're just wanting to shed, you're wanting to connect deeper, you're wanting to let things get intensified. Now on April 16th, we have the full moon in Libra, and this is going to be a really pivotal moment in all of your relationships, your romantic relationships, your familiar relationships. This is definitely releasing whatever has been hindering you in regards to me versus we. There's the need to acknowledge the tension between me and whatever we is a pain point. So that's going to be coming up for you. Of course, I'm going to do separate videos on the new moon and the full moon. But astrologically speaking, what I just really want you to pay attention to is on April 18th. The sun, which is in Aries, will be squaring Pluto, in one of your ruling planets in Capricorn, and your core self arm wrestling ordeals that want to usher in transformation. So you may be like going against the grain, or finding yourself like why isn't this working? Why isn't this going the way that I want it to? I feel like it's time to start listening more versus trying to assert your dominance or assert your role in things, or like asserting your like impressing upon your timing and what you want so much, versus allowing yourself to surrender to like what your higher self is trying to tell you, what these situations, these encounters are trying to show you. You have the Scorpionic X-ray vision. You've got the built-in lie detector test. There is something about you just finally like tuning in and like using your gifts, using those resources. Now, there is something about like the power hungry being exposed. You may become power hungry. Understand that what's done in the dark comes to light. This is a week where like things are just going to be exposed all year. And I feel like you're just sitting there with a bag of popcorn, because a lot of what's coming to light are things that you've known, or things that you've seen or had feelings about. And so it's a great time where I feel like you're going to really start to learn how to trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust and familiarize yourself with the sensation of your intuition and your spirit and gut, and like how it speaks to you, how you guys communicate. And so that's going to be a thing. But I do feel like these challenges that are coming in are definitely luring you into becoming brave enough to let go of the old you, brave enough to shed the disbelief, the self-doubt, the things that you're just so like nitpicky about. I am like highly annoyed right now. So I'm trying to even like be an example to show like how to process that energy inside of your body, because I do feel like Aries season's gonna have you guys extra fucking agitated. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Scorpio, there is something about in Aries season getting brave enough to just say what you need to say, to just ask for what you need to ask, instead of pulling the strings or like trying to word things in such a way, or trying to like low-key cutesy manipulate your way into like getting what you want. Just ask for what you want, baby. I feel like you've been so good to everyone that like, and your heart is so like we can see your heart. And so whatever it is that you need, just say it. Don't try to like, well, you know how like no, stop. Just ask for it. Just say what you need to say. But I do feel like what I was going to trying to say is that there is something about about that process of I'm fucking annoyed right now, and transmuting that into I'm not going to let that dictate my mood. I'm not going to let that stop me doing for what I need to do. I'm not going to let that keep me from persevering. And so there is something about like, what's your mood got to do with it? Overcoming your mood. Also like learning how to energetically like transmute that energy in your body. Like And I can't like walk you through the process. Maybe there is someone that can, but I do feel like breathing has a lot to do with it. Like focusing has a lot to do with it. It is just like an expansion of like letting the energy like permeate different muscles, wherever it is that you're feeling the aggravation. If you're feeling it in your chest, like identifying where you're feeling your aggravation or where you're feeling this emotion or this sadness, like, and letting yourself disperse into it, or disperse it, or letting yourself really feel it, really like lean into it. Don't try to repress. I feel like there is something about letting it come up, letting it like spread. So I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or if that makes sense for you, but I do feel like there is something about in the moment, how do you handle like your aggravation? How do you handle your stress? Do you know what to do with it? Do you know that you can like make something with that energy? And that's a very like, that's shadow work. And like I said, you don't have, all shadow work isn't done in the dark, isn't done like with a, in prayer and while you're writing in your journal. You know, shadow work is done while you're in mid-conversation. Shadow work is done when you are, you know, out in the world. And that's when the higher, shadow work is done during the day. That's when the real shadow work is done. And I love that that came out for you. I need to like write that down. But yes, hydrate, light it if you got it. Scorpio, lean in, take a moment with me. Cheers. Because welcoming in the divine communion with our benevolent ancestors, with Mother God, Father God, and Mother Earth, and asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, for Aries season 2022. I know that that's the first card out, and I feel like I'm not supposed to look at it yet. I'm gonna let some of the next ones come out first. So that's just how it feels. Seven of Swords, the second card out. All right, so for interesting, Seven of Wands and the Seven of Swords. First cards out. This is gonna be an interesting plunge because look at how they're walking towards each other. Some of you are in a place of being very defensive because you like scratch a lie, find a thief. Some of you, you smell the deceit. You sense it. You can feel it. You can feel like something's up. There may be something going on at work. Like I said, someone's power hungry. Truths are going to be exposed. Excuse me, there's dark, you know, what's done in the darkness is coming out. People's true intentions, any kind of like thievery or deceit. I feel like you need to pay attention to when you feel like you need to put your guard up. Your spirit and your intuition is really like, you're learning something here. I feel like there's a pivotal lesson that's being learned of like you trusting, like something feels off. And you like putting your spiritual armor on, you actually trusting that voice, because you could really sidestep some disaster. You can really have some big spiritual growth, some big spiritual breakthroughs by way of knowing what's worthy of protecting, knowing that you are worthy of protecting. You are precious. Your thoughts are precious. Your ideas are precious. Don't be out here telling everybody your ideas. Don't be out here telling everybody your business. You know who to trust and who not to trust. You know who has proven that they are worthy of your trust. And you also have by now learned when to trust this mechanism inside of you. That's just how it feels like. It feels like something's like, You don't find that suspicious? That's how it feels. You don't find that suspicious. And some of you are sensing this for someone else. It's just like you can see like that doesn't seem right. And your friend's like, everything's great. And you're like, I'm telling you, that doesn't seem right. And so people, and this may be something coming back from the past. Also, you may have like had the, I don't think so, honey, or that doesn't, the math isn't mathing. Make it make sense, because the math isn't mathing. Something isn't adding up. And I feel like you already know it. Some of you have told your friends this, and they're just now like, yo, you were right about this, or you're like, whatever you were sensing that was off, I feel like is coming to light. It definitely is going to shift, and things are coming to light while Mars is in Aquarius. While Mars is in Aquarius, I do feel like your spiritual, it's like your spidey senses are enhancing, your spiritual knowledge is increasing. Like there is something about like what you know now. While Mars is in Aquarius, what you know is going to be shifting. What you trust is going to be shifting. I feel like you also are going to be trusting yourself in a different way, having a heightened sense of self-confidence. Some of you, I feel like there are people who absolutely oppose you. So the first thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne, welcome to 2022. What's going on with your connection to your internal security system? Can you stand up for what's right? Are you brave enough to maintain like the ground that you've gained? I feel like some of you have like maintained a high ground, or you've made it to higher ground. And there may be people who want you down in the trenches with them. There may be people who really are opposing you having this breakthrough, opposing you making some sort of change, opposing you protecting yourself in a way that you didn't before. The Six of Wands and the Page of Cups with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, some of you are sidestepping a major disaster just by way of listening to your gut. And listening to your gut is going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to be like, I feel like you're going to be forced to go against what you're seeing with your physical eyes, Scorpio. And if you do, there's public success and recognition. Some of you just got to trust your gut. Public success and recognition, and you definitely moving forward into receiving an apology, receiving thanks, receiving recognition, people noticing the change on you, people noticing this increase in your firepower, the increase in your confidence, your personal power is just raising up in a way that I feel like is noticeable for other people. There may be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that's coming in, and they're helping protect you. But also some of you are breaking away or breaking free from someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, or someone has stolen from them. Make sure you're not taking any ideas or taking, someone may be wanting to take your idea also. I'm going to get into it, but I do feel like some of you, there is an opportunity for a new relationship coming in. There's a discovery of feelings, a new boo, new crush. This could be having a successful initiation into healing modalities, into a spiritual practice, into maybe a new relationship with a child, or a relationship with someone younger than you, maybe a relationship with someone who has children. There may be somebody that's got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements that's done very well for themselves, or is coming in to visit you and inspiring you in some sort of way. I feel like it's important to create, to allow yourself to get really imaginative, to create from a place that's very youthful inside of you, to really like start accessing and familiarizing yourself with your inner child so that you can create and connect with children on a different level. But for some of you, this is about you healing your relationship with your inner child, is going to help expand your relationship to your child. But for others of you that don't have children, this is about you really having like a successful healing of something that happened in your childhood, or you like are really leveling up in your connection with your inner child in some sort of way. Let me just get the final card. Final card, final message. Take a deep breath. For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to 2022, baby. Scorpio, final card, final message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2022. Final card, final message, please. Ten of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I can't. I can't. And you can. You can. We can. Abso-freaking-lutely. You deserve this. Some of you are getting out of that mindset of I have to do it by myself all the time. And I feel like there's opportunities for new love, new connection, new friendships, deepening. There's definitely going to be an intensification with your spirit, a deepening in your relationship to your spiritual gifts, to your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, just your gut feelings, your intuition. You've got to learn how to trust it. It is your internal success mechanism, and it wants you to stop having to think that you're the only one that can do it, or you're the only one that can make it happen. I feel like there is new love coming in. Some of you have gotten out of a really a situation that felt like betrayal. Someone that may have betrayed you, and I feel like stop it with this fucking twin flame bullshit. When, like, if someone is like disrespectful and hurtful, it's just like, yes, everybody is your soulmate. Okay, let's just say this. Everybody is your soulmate. Everybody comes into your life to teach you something. Even the fucking the neighbor that you don't talk to ever. Like, you see them, you know, that's one of your soulmates as well. Just like this person that, yes, came in and maybe would hurt you in some sort of way. But just because you guys have this telepathic connection and blah blah, you can have that with literally everybody. It's just a matter of like you opening yourself up to that mechanism inside of you. That person came in to maybe ignite that or open that door for you, but the divine does not want you out here pining for people who were disrespectful, who lied to you, who cheated on you, who made you doubt your inner voice, made you doubt yourself, who used you, left you feeling high and dry, stop that. That is not, that ain't it. That ain't it. I can tell you that. And so there is something about you coming into this new year and this new season, being hyper aware of like, I need to be able to call a spade a spade. Just because I love this person and they hurt me doesn't mean that they get to keep doing this. I feel like you need to be able to come into Aries season really being like, this is what a good friend is. This is what a good lover is. This is what I want from my friends. This is what I want from people that I call my family. There is opportunities for public success and recognition, for new relationships, new friendships, new loves, new crafts, new hobbies, new things, new passion projects, new things that you're really like you get to obsess about, new good food, like things that feel good, like passion coming in. There could definitely be new sexual relationships, but I feel like you're falling so deeply back in love with yourself that your standards rate is like 10s across the board. You require 10s across the board. Your standards are changing. Mars was exalted. One of your ruling planets, Mars, was hanging out with its other ruling planet, Pluto, in exaltation. There is just something about you have leveled up. And I say it all the time, but and it was quoted, I mean, it's a Maya Angelou quote, and she is one of the great Aries of our lifetime. But when you know better, you do better. And that's what's coming up. I feel like you guys are breaking out of like, now you've learned like, okay, I see what my compassion has gotten me. I see how much of myself I can give. And I feel like there is something about being more like compassionate for how much time you gave to certain things. Stop beating yourself up. It's just time to really like learn the lesson and move forward. Because I do feel like you come into Aries season really needing to like prioritize getting grounded, prioritize knowing what your priorities are, because there could be opposition, people coming in and trying you, People coming in and really testing your resolve, testing your armor, testing the way that you protect yourself. You may really like shift in regards to what you consider protection, who you consider like to be like, safe on the team, who you consider a friend, a foe. I just feel like there's also going to be this internal, and let's say there's not all this external drama. I do feel like you come into Aries season ready to chop some heads, ready to like cut some ties, really ready to make some big changes, and ultimately all that you're doing is creating room. I feel like chop them heads, baby. Say what you got to say. You already know, because you're making room for this. And this is your prosperity. This is your comfortability. This is like you ushering in what you deserve. You being really, really proud of you doing it your way. You being able to make this comfortable situation for yourself. There is a lot of self-satisfaction, self-pride, by way of you taking risks and doing things and going against what your brain has been telling you, or going against what the self-doubt or the self-limiting beliefs have been whispering in you. I feel like some of you really like win the fight against yourself. And that's what Aries season is all about. Aries season is all about me. Aries season is the season of I am. And so we're leaving Pisces season, which is the end, the ultimate death, really coming to a new conclusion about what we believe, because Pisces is I believe. And the rebirth happens in Aries season, where you can embody what you now know that you believe and show it by embodying, this is who I am. I am what I believe. I am an embodiment of that. And so there is something about you really having, it feels like this conference call with the low vibrational version of yourself, this conference call with your self-doubt, with your inner critic, where it's just like, and I feel like it's really powerful for that. There's going to be powerful things coming in from that full moon in Virgo for you guys. Really releasing what you like, releasing a lot of self-doubt. Stop saying what you can't have. I feel like it's time to dream bigger. It's time to like fuck being humble. It's time to really start leaning into your power. And you may need to like fight that part of yourself. This looks like conflict. There also may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius placements that are clashing. But I do feel like your passion is your passion and your drive and your spirit may be very combative with your logic and your reason and what you're seeing with your physical eyes. I feel like there is this internal fight that's going on, and your spirit is gonna win. Going from the 7 to the 7, 7, 6. Going from the 7 of Wands to the 6 of Wands, it's just like there's less fight. There's less like, you don't have to like fight with yourself. You can like accept ease, welcome in luxury, welcome in success. But you got to get comfortable being seen. Got to get comfortable maybe advertising yourself in a different way, or investing in advertising yourself in a different way, investing in a new passion, a new hobby, investing in this maybe new medium or new modality or something of that nature. But I do feel like this is the initial stages of something that you love, the initial stages of something that feels really good. And the divine is like, hey, if you put down these swords, because that's the thing, you can't receive any of this if you are in this defensive stance. So if you listen to your intuition and are willing to put down your worldly weapons and really like figure out how to put on spiritual armor, how to really like trust in your ability to take care of yourself without being, anxious, avoidant, there is this like receptivity that gets to happen naturally. You put the swords down, and all of a sudden there's room in your hands for you to receive the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. And so there is definitely apologies coming in from family. And just because a bitch apologizes doesn't mean that you need to welcome them back into your life. Ooh, I'm just going to say that. Thank you for acknowledging that you're wrong. I also have learned that I need to, see some new history, get some new data from you before I just welcome you back into my life. But I do feel like there is this shift with carrying the weight or the heaviness of family or of trauma or the stuff that's gone on with your kids or the stuff that's gone on with your exes or that's gone on with your currents. I feel like the weight of it all really shifts whenever you stop trying to like forgive yourself and forgive everybody and you move into a place of acceptance. I accept that this is what you chose to do with your time on earth. I accept that this is what this was your response of me. You had your time with me and this is how you chose to do that. I accept that. I don't need to spend all this time and energy forgiving you when I can just accept that. And I accept it, and be accepting it doesn't mean that I have to fuck with you. It doesn't mean that I have to like let you back into my life necessarily. I accept that this is what you chose to do, and just like I need you to accept that I'm still figuring out how and where to place you in my life, or if I'm going to do that. Acceptance. And I'm still trying to figure out if acceptance supersedes forgiveness, but I do feel like they are entwined. I don't know why I just did the scissoring sign. But yes, forgiveness and acceptance are scissoring in the ethers right now. Yes. Blessed be. And so ultimately, Aries season, this new year, welcome to 2022, baby, and it wants you to receive and wants you to get out of defense mode and be willing to take in this new love, this new happiness, this new fulfillment, this new creativity that wants to come in. So let's get into it. This is going to be a good plunge. Join us over on Patreon version of the video. Go to Patreon.